Welcome to Lego Odyssey in Fortnite. It's very easy to, to get a vehicle like something like this for exploration. Very early on, I launched new world and I tested it out. Basically, find Odyssey in the categories, make a new world. I left default settings on, so I'm not sure, it's gonna be survival and all that stuff. And start picking up everything. You'll need a lot of wood. Food is of a little a secondary concern, but first just gather the sea rocks, and there are a lot of free food in the starting area, but you'll need a lot of, you don't have tools. It's not like Valheim or whatever. Yeah, nearby is the first bus station. They function much like the bus in Fortnite, the usual. It's a fast travel, but everything is random, right? But the beginning is quite standard, So. Yeah, so you get some wool from sheep, like milk from cows if you pet them, mushrooms from... Yeah, and build menu is from Q, just gather the resources. The vines for the torch come from the bushes, so you don't have an axe at first, so just gather everything on the floor. I don't suggest venturing out. The world is very dangerous. Respawning is for free at least, and I guess it resets your hunger as well, so you don't need to worry about that. And the bed costs only, was like 10 wood? Yeah, so upgrade your village, but it's like one of those objectives in the journal, so I don't think it's really necessary. But the next big milestone is craft yourself some weapon. I crafted this, I think it was, or maybe I found it in a chest, I got lucky. It's a sword, but it's like Dark Souls, dance with the first wolf, and I aggroed another wolf on me, see? But just use control to dodge, and see, I dropped this claw, that's used for more advanced weapons. Well, advanced meaning more damage, so per swing. So see, I craft a spear immediately as soon as I get the wolf. And I'm using the copper, right? But you can use the granite. Because, I ventured out and I found... Yeah, and you can also... Just any shovel will do, you won't do a ton of digging. Dig anywhere. See, this is inventory management. And you can take your time, whatever, but I rushed it, right? So, soil is anywhere, right? But sand, you have to go, see? I tried to go to the bus station, but there are roaming mobs. But they really hurt, so you have to be really careful. They do a lot of damage, and the best healing foods are from oven, right? But oven needs metal plates. And you can either, find the chests and deconstruct them. Or just go out and, but going out and exploring on foot, so see? When you order a bus from a bus station. I traveled to Lost Isles. If it's not here, just find a beach You know, like, you need to find the so-called sand biome. Because, or shore, it's called shore in this game. Just look for some kind of, in the black areas of the, what's it called, of the map. So see, this is where sand comes from. And these enemies here, the pirates, you know, in the shore there are pirates, and just do your best to defeat them. Because they drop the powder. Or whatever it's called, you know. Blast powder or gunpowder or something. And that's the ingredient for the thrusters. And that's the final thing, I guess. Because the silk, you know, you get, yeah, see, blast powder. You get silk from spiders, and you turn that silk into cord, and then into the fabric to use for the balloon. And see, I also found, I didn't even know that there are books in this game mode. And that's how you get different recipes, I guess. But yeah, butterflies lead you to chests. You can either ignore them or follow them, but see, following them is not always easy. You know, like, the world is very hostile here. And everything can one or two shot you, you know, so starting out is really painful. Yeah, so free planks, that's a lot of wood gathering, just bypass, you know. And once you get going, like, the best food is like pumpkin. So see, this barrel gives you copper already processed. And this is a blast core enemy. You know. And cactuses also award you with different kind of wood. So just keep progressing, you know, slowly. But the best thing, you know, to explore, just get yourself a vehicle that can just transport the goods and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's a bug or how it's intended, but I built the pieces without the car jack, right? And it wouldn't lift off. I didn't fiddle too much with it. It just costs 4 of the wood bars, right? So, or rods or whatever they're called, satisfactory equivalent in this game, right? But yeah, and don't put your driving seat at the front because you can't see the thruster. It's better to put it backwards. But the balloons, you know, put them in the middle. And yeah, also hold right mouse button. That's the snapping hotkey in this game. So those 3 pieces, you know, they snap together better if you hold down right mouse button. But yeah. One thruster is for turning, one is for, you know, because I could have added more thrusters, right? Maybe the vehicle goes faster or whatever, and then craft a wrench, you know, and add the channels. See, each channel corresponds to a hotkey. So I got my balloon, you know, the big balloon on R. My small balloon on C for cabin, you know, and then the thruster is F for forward, and then the last hotkey is V for turning. And then see, with the small balloon, it's not, it's just to soften the landing, right? The big balloon, you know, rises you rapidly, and then, you know, you click. The thruster, you know, like turns on and off, so you have to keep pressing the R button every now and again, or just, you know, like press it to disable the thing and then press it again to enable, right? But it's a little bit of a pain, but that's the price, right? And then look for these glowing thingies that's the next bus stop. And then awkwardly land at them with the limited controls. Yeah, but like, look, I just compressed so much knowledge for you. You know, like that I spent hours. You know, like I couldn't find a good guide. And use bones to make biomass. You know, for the when you build the cars, they will require power cells, right? But power cells require, you know, they're not like unlimited resource in this world, like in Satisfactory. So, you know, bones are, well, kind of renewable, I guess. But it's scary to go out in the night. But yeah, happy journeying, you know, like in Odyssey.